sometimes they went head-to-head with a studio and they won. For instance, and Kevin Thomas completely agrees with me on this, they made Death Race 2000 in order to beat Rollerball to the theater. All right, the only reason they made Death Race 2000 is because they knew Rollerball was coming out, and so they made a real quick, cheapy version. They got it out in the theaters before Rollerball opened, and I know you're a big fan of Rollerball.
Huge for all time.
I know how you feel. I think most genre fans, though, like Death Race 2000 better, think it's the better movie, think it is the more substantial movie, and actually has even more to say in a much less pretentious way. Maybe true. Maybe true. However, I will even make a case, though, that Death Race 2000 predates the reality version of television that we see right now to such a degree. Yes, exactly. And then even bringing out the weird WWM wrestling aspect of all the different characters. Yeah. Way before nobody was doing that, by the way. Nobody was doing that before Death Race 2000. And I'll say one other thing that was very, very funny. At the height of all the 9/11 stuff that was going on, and you remember all that period of time where all of a sudden America didn't like France anymore. French fries were called freedom fries and everything. Okay, well, during that time, the American Cinematheque was having a screening of Death Race 2000, which, by the way, Death Race 2000 just screens seemingly constantly for the last 30 years. And so they were screening it at the American Cinematheque. And, this one I was hanging out with David Carradine when he was alive. And I go, hey, David, they're showing Death Race 2000 at the Egyptian. You want to just go down there? He goes, yeah, sure, let's just go. So he just popped up. They didn't know he was going to show up. They just popped up and he goes up there and we watched the movie. And then the whole thing about the government is they can't admit that there is rebels or that there would be any consension as far as the big brother government system that they have. So they can't admit that there's rebels working against the government. That would be ridiculous. So they blame it on the French. And then when the French shit happens, the whole audience just burst out laughing. And that happens like 3 times in the movie and they keep laughing at it. Then when David Carradine goes, yeah, that kind of date is pretty good now, doesn't it?